congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
I watched a couple of episodes today. It's absolutely fantastic. And I had to it's one of those shows I had to pause because I want to kind of absorb what I've watched and then go back and watch it again. For you, as a mother, what spoke to you as an actor and as a mother? What spoke to you about this particular script? Because there is so much going on in the show.
Well, first, it really grabbed me as an actor. I just was intrigued by Cassie and drawn to a role that allowed me to explore so much of the sort of depths of our humanity in ways hopefully I'll never have to experience myself. And as a mother, I look at the show really as a fable, a sort of almost like Persephone and Demeter kind of deep dive into the underground, the darkness, the dark night of the soul kind of journey to come out into the light and find the children and sort of rescue them from the failed miseries of our institutions of family and of government and of police departments that have all been, corrupted by greed and power and mental illness and homophobia and racism and all of that, and to do better, as the beautiful Edipero Aduye, who plays Cecile, says at the end of the show. And I think that it's absolutely accurate that we have been failed by the very bodies that are meant to protect us and to nurture us, not just big ones, but the intimate ones, and then we do need to do better for our children. So as a mother, I really feel like the show is saying something that I truly believe and that I am sort of desperate for us to face as a society.
Yeah. Tell me about, I was just asking Benedict about your wonderful young co-star who is absolutely extraordinary. And over the last week or two, I've seen so many extraordinary sort of child performances. And this one, I mean, he has so much kind of weight to carry and so much of his character. What was it like working with him and seeing someone so young, being a child actor yourself back in the day, seeing someone do that for the first time?
Well, the thing about Ivan, and we call him Booch, that's what he likes to be called, is one, first and foremost, he has an incredible mother, Jenny, who was there with him every day and clearly was there because she was supporting her son in an endeavor that he wholeheartedly was passionate about. And so that's number one. Okay, this kid is being protected and held by a strong parent. And number two, he really genuinely loves this and is very good at it and was just so passionate about and also just seemed so ready for, which is not always the case with a kid of that age, and really just such a natural and such a joy to be around. He was like any other actor on set, just sort of showed up professional, ready to work with an open heart and curiosity.
What was it like working with Benedict? Because I've spoke to a lot of people who have worked with Benedict about his generosity as an actor and the ability that he can just do so many different things. For you, what was it like working alongside him? Because it's kind of a two-hander in the sense that you are playing a husband and wife, and there's a lot for you guys to kind of unpack, and you're dealing with stuff that, as you say, as a mother yourself, you wouldn't necessarily want to be dealing with.
Yeah, well, it immediately became clear to me that though Benedict and I think, have very different styles of acting, we had the exact same goal, which was to find the truth and authenticity and to leave, any kind of ideas of what should be or how it should be at the door and just sort of grab onto each other and dive into the deep end. And luckily we had Abi Morgan's beautiful writing as our lifeboat, and just to go with the metaphor, it's not really accurate, and then Lucy Forbes, our sort of wonderful, gorgeous, generous, intrepid leader, and that we really had what we needed. It was there in the writing, but there's always a little bits and bobs that you trip over, and you've got to sort of go, oh, that doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? And know that you have trust in one another to really fall and fail and try again and play. And you don't really want it to work the first time, because what fun is that? You want to be able to sort of really get in there and get into the nitty-gritty and the sort of interstitium of the relationship and the character. And I realized right from the get-go that I had a partner in Benedict who was ready to do that. And so it was a great joy. It was actually really fun. Fantastic. I mean, I also love a good fight scene.
Well, who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Yeah.
As actors,
yeah,
who doesn't?
Exactly. I've been married for almost 18 years, so I'm ready to fight with anybody who wants to pretend to be my husband.
Just finally, before you go, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one of my favourite films that you're in as a child, Mr. Uncle Buck. That film is one of those films that seems to just go and go and go, and so many generations take so much from that movie. Why do you think that film is so special to so many people? Because it's kind of transcended time, and it's a comedy, but also there's so much about it that people, even on sort of social media, people use memes and photos and all that kind of stuff, and kind of go back to that film. What do you think it is about that film that's kind of endured over time?
Well, that's all news to me because I'm not on social media. But I can only just think that John Candy is at the center of it, and obviously he was such a funny man, but he also had such heart, you know. And I think that combination of humor and heart is really quite winning.
Yeah.
And because he's at the center of it, that's what we get. And because it's kind of a family movie, right? It kind of leans into the heart, and so I attribute it all to the beautiful John Candy.
You'll know, this will surprise you, on social media, the clip of him being interviewed by Macaulay Culkin is a lot of, on TikTok, people's way of modern dating. That's what modern dating is like for them. So I don't know, reverberates somewhere.
I wouldn't know, again, been with my husband for almost 18 years. I don't know a thing about modern dating.
Me neither. I'm not a single man, but apparently that is a lot of people use that as a meme for modern dating. So there you go. But I love that. I've loved that movie since I was like 5 years old. So it's a gift. Thank you so much for being part of it.
Oh, thank you.
Good luck with this. Thank you so much for your time. Pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you